Good evening and welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today I completed an online survey, and one of the questions asked how long it's been since I've only been able to leave the house to do essential things. I counted back and realised it's actually been 5 weeks. In the media, I now hear and see stories about people becoming more frustrated and increasingly irritable with those in their households the longer they must stay at home in this time of isolation. A few days ago, my flip calendar had the following thought. When tempted to lose patience with someone, stop and think how patient God has been with you. The Bible verse that goes with it is, "Love is patient, love is kind." It comes from Paul's letter to Jesus' followers in Corinth, and in chapter 13 and verse 4. Recently I saw a news story on TV that included a scenario in which a woman was sitting at her computer and trying to work. She had papers in front of her and she was in an online meeting with her work colleagues. Her 2 children were bickering and jostling each other directly behind her. You could see her frustration and stress levels going up and up and up. Normally, this mum's roles of parent and worker would rarely collide. Mum would travel to work and that's where she'd have her meetings and do her work tasks. The children would go to school. She might have a partner who'd also normally go to work but also is now at home. Maybe grandparents or a friend or neighbour could look after the children for a day or 2 when they're sick, or maybe she or a partner can get personal leave to look after her children for those few days when they're sick. My children have all grown up and left home now, but I can imagine myself being in a situation like that of the woman I saw. Trying to stay calm, businesslike, focused on the work for which I'm being paid, but in the back of my mind thinking, where is my partner? What's he doing? He's meant to be looking after those kids and keeping them quiet and out of this room. Why aren't the kids doing their schoolwork like they're meant to be? They know they're not supposed to come in here when I'm on the phone or in a meeting and doing my work. Oh, what must my workmates think about me and my parenting skills? Oh gosh, was that a question someone just asked me? What are they talking about? Oh gosh, I must look like an absolute idiot and like I don't know what I'm doing. My blood pressure and stress levels are rising. My anger and frustration are building. And I'm beginning to rehearse what I'm going to say, and not at all politely, to my children and my partner when I get out of this meeting. The kids have also had enough. They want to be outside, running around and playing. They miss being with their schoolmates. They're bored with their schoolwork. Or maybe they're struggling with part of it, and so their attention has wandered. And they're sick of watching TV. My partner is actually on the phone talking to a work colleague or maybe a friend about a problem they've got. And so he'd just slipped out of the room for a few moments to have some peace and quiet while they talked. But it's taken a bit longer than he thought. Everyone is frustrated. Everyone is getting on each other's nerves. We may love each other, but there's about to be an explosion. Accusations are going to fly. Angry words are going to be shouted. People are going to get offended, and words said are going to cut deeply. When things calm down, each person may be sorry for what they said and did, but also feel resentment and a little unloved and misunderstood. When relationships become difficult, that's when loving others, staying patient, never giving up, being consistently kind, are a real struggle. But it's the challenge Jesus gives all his followers. He also promises his Holy Spirit to help and strengthen. In a different letter to the Corinthians, Paul wrote about a difficult situation he faced. He said that the Lord told me, "My grace is enough." It's all you need. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. Once I heard that, I was glad to let it happen. I quit focusing on the handicap. It was a case of Christ's strength moving in on my weakness. Now I take the limitations in stride and with good cheer. Abuse, accidents, opposition, bad breaks. I just let Christ take over. And so the weaker I get, the stronger I become. During this time of restrictions, and when pressures begin to build, this promise is also yours. May it be your encouragement and help to strengthen you at this time. Bye for now.